Dawn had barely broken when Joe Ramirez received the urgent call. Private aircraft engine malfunction at Tarmac 5, the dispatcher announced sharply. Joe cleaned the grease from his palms, still exhausted from working through the night at the neighborhood garage. Today wasn't meant to be a work day. His daughter was celebrating her birthday. She had requested his presence at her school performance, yet Joe understood that expenses couldn't pause for celebrations, particularly after last week's heating system breakdown and the still unreplaced water pump in their aging vehicle. "I'm heading over," Joe responded wearily, collecting his toolkit. The aviation facility remained tranquil, positioned just beyond the city limits, a location where wealthy individuals arrived and departed unnoticed. Joe seldom serviced aircraft engines. His expertise lay with damaged Fords and corroded Chevrolets. However, this morning they were understaffed, and Joe represented their only available option. Upon reaching Tarmac 5, the aircraft shimmered beneath the dawn's illumination. Elegant, enormous, and seemingly misplaced, resembling a swan at rest upon rough stones. A towering gentleman in an immaculate suit approached him. "She needs to depart within 30 minutes, the man stated, checking his timepiece. "Repair it quickly." Joe ascended the ladder and crouched under the engine housing. The mechanism proved intricate, unlike anything he had previously encountered. Nevertheless, machinery communicated through universal signals. They wheezed when requiring fuel, moaned when experiencing fatigue. This particular engine hummed a melody Joe could nearly decipher. He began his repairs, moving his hands swiftly yet precisely. Time seemed to blend together. Just as he secured the final fastener, the sound of approaching footsteps resonated across the runway. Joe pivoted to observe her. She appeared luminous, not in an ostentatious celebrity manner, but like someone who had emerged from a cherished recollection. Cascading soft curls, an elegant white gown dancing in the wind, eyes examining the aircraft with what resembled anxiety or remorse. "Are you the repair technician?" she inquired. Joe cleaned his hands against his clothing. "Yes, miss, she's prepared for departure," she acknowledged with a nod, then paused uncertainly. "Would you mind if I rest here briefly?" He indicated a metal equipment case. "Please, make yourself comfortable." They remained quiet for several moments. Then she began speaking. "I'm expected to wed in Paris. Elaborate arrangements, spectacular displays, 500 attendees." Her laughter carried bitterness. "Yet I don't believe I belong on that aircraft." Joe observed her carefully. "Fleeing bride. Wealthy bride," she amended with a melancholy expression. "Everyone assumes I possess everything, yet I'm marrying someone who lacks true understanding of me. My father concluded a commercial agreement with him 14 days before his proposal. Can you guess which occurred first?" Joe remained uncertain how to respond. He worked as a mechanic, not a counselor. "I simply required someone for conversation," she explained. "Someone who desires nothing from me." Joe adjusted his position. "I have a daughter who's 8 years old. Her mother died 3 years ago. Most evenings I'm too weary for play, yet she continues believing I'm Superman." The bride studied him intently, truly seeing him. "You possess genuine goodness." They lingered quietly a bit longer. Then she rose to her feet. "I must leave. Others are expecting me." Joe nodded in agreement. "The aircraft is ready for flight." She walked several steps toward the boarding stairs, then halted. "Could you share your daughter's name with me?" "Emma." The bride's face brightened. "Please inform Emma that her father rescued someone today. Not through tools, but through compassion." Then she turned away from boarding the jet, instead approaching a dark sedan that had arrived beside the tarmac. She opened its door, entered the vehicle, and departed, abandoning both the aircraft and her wedding ceremony. 14 days elapsed. Joe gave little thought to that particular morning. Existence had resumed its pattern of oil stains and outstanding debts. Then one evening, correspondence arrived. It was personally written on luxurious cream-colored stationery. The message read, "Dear Joe, you likely don't recall me, but your memory will remain with me forever. That day you provided me the strength to select my own path, rather than the one others had predetermined for me. I'm beginning anew now, not as a bride or heiress, simply as myself. I've included a modest gift for Emma and for the genuine Superman. With deep appreciation." Enclosed within was a monetary draft. Joe's hands shook uncontrollably. The amount totaled $1 million. That evening, Joe embraced Emma with extra warmth, and for the first time in many years, he permitted himself to envision possibilities. Not regarding wealth or aircraft or storybook ceremonies, but concerning kindness. How a solitary moment of genuine human connection between two strangers on a frigid runway could transform everything. Moral: compassion requires no grand platform. Sometimes it simply needs a toolkit and an attentive spirit. And occasionally those we assist end up supporting us in ways we never anticipated.